Rejoice in the Lord always. I shall say it again, rejoice. These words from Philippians, of course, are very common to us. We've heard them before. In our school, they're written down in our cafeteria. Right on the walls, people can continue to rejoice. But why? Why should we rejoice? Well, as we move on in Philippians, we hear it right in chapter 4, verse 4. It simply states, the Lord is near. However, a different interpretation would state that the Lord is at hand. And so biblical scholars are debating amongst themselves. Is it that the Lord is near, like a parousia, like he's coming very soon? Is that what Paul meant? Or was it that he is at hand, already present among us? At first, it doesn't seem like that big a deal. But really, it is that big a deal because it's two different things. Either that parousia or the Lord is already with us. So which one should we rejoice in? Well, I can't give you that answer because I'm not a biblical scholar, and there's no definitive answer. Instead, I believe we could rejoice in both interpretations, the Lord being near and also his being at hand. So option A, the Lord is near. How come we can rejoice in that? Well, as we know, during this Advent season, we are what? We are in a season of waiting, a season of preparation for the Lord. But in this waiting, it's not exactly too hard because we know that the Lord is going to come. Now, if St. Paul was writing this, what he is stating that the Lord is going to come again. He is near, and because of this, we should rejoice in his second coming. Now, let's use a practical day example for this. You know, most kids are very excited a couple days before their birthday, and they even let you know about it. They're going to say, you know, in 3 days, I turn 10. Let everyone know. And then the day before their birthday, they're letting everyone know, tomorrow is my birthday, and they are so excited. They are rejoicing so much that they can't even fall asleep that night because they're so excited for their birthday. That, of course, is that expectant waiting, rejoicing for that thing to come. And finally, their birthday comes, and it's a great day, and then the next day they go, it's only 364 more days till my birthday, right? And they're rejoicing in that. That's exciting waiting. The same thing happens to us in our everyday life and other things. Be it, I cannot wait to go to this concert. I can't wait until so-and-so plays. Or I can't wait until my aunt comes and visits. Whatever it may be, we are rejoicing in that. And that's part of the process. We should rejoice in that. And the same with the coming of the Lord. I cannot wait until the Lord comes again. St. Paul would even say, this is why he says, I shall say it again, rejoice, your kindness shall be known to all. Your kindness, of course, then being ready for the Lord to come. There's an opposite thing of being excited for a day to come. There's also fear. And that's when maybe we're not as excited. Let's use a 10-year-old example again. The 10-year-old has a big test tomorrow, and they haven't studied at all. You think they were saying, boy, I can't wait to take that test? Of course not. They're fearful. And maybe once again they can't fall asleep because they're so anxious and that anxiety is going towards them. They're not rejoicing. The same with us for the Lord. Are we really ready for him to come? If you were to come tomorrow, would you be ready? Are you rejoicing? Are you saying, I cannot wait for the Lord to come? Or are we simply saying, can I have like another couple years? Get stuff in order? Which one is it? Hopefully it's that rejoicing for his second coming, that the Lord is near. Now that other interpretation as well. The Lord is at hand. We can make the argument that Paul is writing this because, of course, Paul would have known that God already came once, that Jesus came once, and he's going to say, following this statement, the Lord is at hand, have no anxiety at all. But in everything, by prayer and petition with thanksgiving, make your request known to God. And how come we can make our request known to God? Well, because he's right with us. He's right by our side. He's at hand. Knowing that we are not going through our life all alone, but simply he's right next to us. In good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. Kind of sounds like marriage sometimes, doesn't it, right? and all of these things to know that the Lord is near us, that the Lord is at hand, no matter what. Let's use another analogy. Now, this is coming from a different priest, but it's a very good story that he told. And he said there was an older couple who lived in New Ulm. And their names were Henry and Hilda, because there has to be a Hilda from New Ulm, right? So Henry and Hilda. And they had this 1965 pink Cadillac. That's right, not rose, but pink, a pink Cadillac. I remember those Cadillacs, of course, would have been that bench seat, right? And they're driving, every single Sunday they went for a drive. As they're driving through New Ulm, they look and they see this younger couple driving in this 1987 beat-down Malibu, right? Now, important because the Malibu has a bench seat, right? And they see this younger couple sitting on this bench seat, and sure enough, they're sitting right next to each other. Here's the guy driving, and the girl is sitting right next to him. And Hilda simply looks at Henry and says, "Do you remember when we used to drive that way? When we sat right next to each other?" And Henry looked at Hilda and says, "I do." And Hilda said, "What happened?" And Henry simply looked at Hilda and said, "I haven't moved." It's the same with God. He's there. He's near us. He's not abandoning us. He does not draw away from us. He's there in our life. He's not going to move away. He's near. And this is why we can rejoice, knowing that there he is in our life every single day. And when we know this and we truly believe it, of course we're going to rejoice. Of course we're going to smile. Because even if the worst things happen to us, guess who's with us? The Lord, our God, who will and will always take care of us. But of course, we have to stay near him as well. Not leaving him alone, not abandoning him, not only going to him in times of tribulations, but also in good times as well. Having him be our constant companion. And this is why we can rejoice in him, knowing that he is present. So be it that the Lord is near or the Lord is at hand. In both cases, we can simply state the same thing that St. Paul said every single day of our life. Rejoice in the Lord. I shall say it again. Rejoice.